I'm going to guide us through a breathing exercise. But before we get started, I wanted to introduce you to the techniques that we'll be using so that you kind of know what's going on. We'll be working with about 3 techniques, and they're all intentioned to bring us into a state of the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest or digest part of the nervous system, as opposed to the fight, flight, or freeze response, which is the response that we go into when we need to survive, when something stressful is happening. And we need to have our attention outside of ourselves to defend ourselves and survive. But if we're not actually in harm, if there's not actually any threats in our environment, then we can safely go into rest and digest. And when we allow ourselves to go into this part of the nervous system, this way of functioning for the nervous system, then there's more capacity for healing. There's more capacity to be calm in a holistic way that combines the body and the mind, so that our bodies know, our minds know that we're safe and that we can relax, and so we can find a sense of calm, and then the healing functions in our body can take over. So the first one we're going to work with is called diaphragmatic breathing, and it's really simple. It's just about breathing into the belly. So if you want, when we start, I'm gonna ask you to put your hands on your belly so you can kind of direct the breath into our bellies. Sometimes when we're not really aware of our breath, we kind of just breathe up here. And that doesn't allow for the diaphragm to fully drop down and expand. And you don't need to understand all the functionings of the diaphragm in order for this to be effective. Really, you just need to focus on breathing into the lower belly so that when you breathe in, the lower belly moves away from the spine and then naturally goes back towards the spine. So you're really allowing that fullness of the breath to move into the lower belly. That's one. Another technique that we'll be using is extending the exhales. So we'll make the exhales longer than the inhales. And again, this allows us to downregulate the nervous system and come into our parasympathetic nervous system. The brain sends signals down into the body to downregulate. And then the third technique that we'll introduce is a small breath retention. So we'll do breath retentions at the top of the inhales, and this will be at the end. Hold the breath for just a little bit before we move into the exhale. So we'll begin by finding a comfortable seat. And you can sit on the floor, but you could also sit on a couch or a chair or a bed, whatever allows you to find a straight, upright, seated position. And it doesn't really matter where you sit. One place doesn't make it better than the other. This practice is effective no matter how you do it. So finding a place to sit that's comfortable, maybe ideally it's quiet. If that's not possible, that's also okay. And you can close the eyes, or if that doesn't feel good for you, for whatever reason, you can also have the eyes half open, just gazing at something in front of you, maybe a little bit downcast so you don't get distracted by things around you. And you're gazing at something, it can be anything, something that's not moving ideally, with a gentle gaze, just the soft gaze, so that you can turn the attention inwards. So you're not so focused on this thing outside of you. You're just gently focused so that most of your attention can go into the space of the body and to focus on the breath. And you can allow the hands to rest either on the thighs or on the lap, wherever it's comfortable. We'll begin just by simply noticing the breath. Just notice the natural breath as it moves in and out through the nostrils. So without changing the breath just yet, allow the breath to spontaneously, naturally move in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. And you're focusing on that. Maybe you feel the breath as it touches the insides of the nostrils, as it moves in and out. So feeling the sensations of the breath as it touches the nostrils. If that helps to anchor the attention. Or maybe you're noticing the temperature of the breath as it moves in. Generally, the breath is cooler on the way in and warmer on the way out. Just noticing that. And then maybe noticing the pace of the breath. And just allowing it to be as it is. Again, without changing it. Just noticing. This will allow us to bring our attention to the breath. something we rarely do throughout our day, but can be such a powerful moment to tune into the present and tune into our state. The quality of our breath can tell us so much about what's going on with us. And gently, over the next few breaths, begin to apply this diaphragmatic breathing by breathing into the lower belly. So imagine the breath moving through the nostrils, through the throat, and down into the lower belly. So you're really allowing the lower belly to expand as much as it wants to take a full breath in, and then relaxing the lower belly as the breath moves out, and just passively allowing the lower belly to move back towards the spine. So not squeezing the lower belly to push the breath out, allowing that to be passive. So again, inhaling down deep into the lower belly, allowing the lower belly to expand. And exhaling and moving at your own pace. And notice that just by bringing the attention to the breath, maybe it's begun to slow down just a little bit. Just notice also any resistance that you might have to breathing into the lower belly. And that's okay. If there's resistance, allow that resistance to be there and just notice it. And keep building that awareness of breathing down into the lower belly. And if it helps, you can put your hands on your belly so that you can direct the breath into your hands. That sometimes helps to bring in a new awareness or wake up a new awareness in the body. Deep breaths into the lower belly, and then passively exhaling, allowing the breath to flow back out. Now we're going to work a little bit towards lengthening and deepening the breath. So the next time you breathe into the lower belly, keep filling the breath so that you also feel the rib cage and the chest expand. And then exhaling from the chest and exhaling from the lower belly. So we're sort of breaking up the breath into two parts. And just keep breathing as I explain to you how to breathe. So on your next inhale, breathe down into the lower belly and keep filling the breath so that the lungs expand all the way up to the clavicle bones. So you feel the chest and the rib cage expand. And then you reverse that on the exhale. The exhale leaves the upper torso, leaves the chest, and then the lower belly naturally, passively goes back down towards the spine. So inhale into the belly, the lower part of the torso, and then into the upper part of the torso. Exhaling from the upper part of the torso to the lower part of the torso. Again, inhaling into the lower part, into the chest. Exhaling from the chest into the lower belly. Keep going at your own pace. And so we're finding new spaces, more spaces to take full deep breaths. Now we're going to gently work our way to matching the length of the inhales to the length of the exhale. So we'll pick counting to 4, and you can accommodate this if it's too fast or too slow. But first we'll do a few together. So let's fully exhale so we're all in the same place. And we'll inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4 into the lower belly, 3 into the chest. Exhale from the chest. Exhale from the lower belly. Again, inhale into the lower belly, into the chest. Exhale from the chest and from the lower belly. Keep going, and you can count to yourself. It doesn't have to be 4, just making sure you match the lengths of the inhales and the exhales. Just do a few more at your own pace, really breathing into the lower belly and into the chest, letting all that expand, and then exhaling from the chest, and the lower belly moves back towards the spine. Couple more rounds at your own pace. And now as we continue, we're going to work towards lengthening the exhales. So we're going to inhale to count of 4 and then exhale to a count of 6. So let's fully exhale so we're all together. And we'll inhale into the lower belly, into the chest, 3, 4, exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. You can count to yourself if that helps. And you're still using the diaphragmatic breathing technique, breathing into the lower belly. Keeping the muscles in the face relaxed as you continue moving through lengthening the exhale. Keeping the spine straight. And notice that you'll have to make the inhales a little bit faster to breathe in enough air to count, to breathe out for a count of 6. So the pace is going to change a little bit. You're going to breathe in a little bit quickly and then slow down the breath on the exhale. Might take a while to get used to this technique. Do a couple more like that at your own pace. Shorter inhales, longer exhales. And we'll finish with adding in a short retention after the inhale. So it's all fully exhale wherever you are so we can catch up with each other. And we'll inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath at the top. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, lungs are full. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Settle into the fullness. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Relax the tension behind the eyes. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do a few more on your own, at your own pace. So if you need to speed up the count a little bit or slow it down to accommodate for your breath, then please do that. Continuing to breathe into the lower belly. And we're Start to speed up the inhale a little bit to really get a full breath in a shorter amount of time than the exhale. And then really slowing down the exhales. And feel free to make that retention as short or as long as it's comfortable. So you never want to feel like you're straining the breath or forcing the breath. Couple more rounds. And gently releasing the technique. So releasing, lengthening the breath, deepening the breath, and gently go back into the natural breath. Just so allowing the breath to naturally move in and out through the nostrils, spontaneously moving in and moving out. And just going back to observing the breath as it moves in and out. Feel the breath as it touches the nostrils, the insides of the nostrils. And just settling here with the attention on the breath. You feel free to stay here as long as you like. Allowing this moment of silence to be as long as it's comfortable, as long as you'd like. When you're ready, you can open the eyes and just maybe change your position if you need to. Thank you.